All right, back this way. This here is a 4-year-old buckfast. She's just got a little bit of her blue still left on her back from us remarking her this year, but she's 4 years old. Her brood pattern's still good if it wasn't for having some mites. So 4-year-old girl. Well done, Keith. Keeping the same queen in the same hive. Good job. Okay, we have some deformed wing virus going on. I'm trying, now that I said that, I'm like, where'd they go? Right there. You can tell her wings are all deformed. And we have a Varroa right there. And all this brood. Got some dead larvae. It's parasitic mite syndrome. They've gone through one treatment, and we're gonna treat them on their second. And we got what, Apivar in here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's flip it over because I know that. What do we have? 5 or 6 there for a minute, and then they took off running on us. Yeah, look at that little girl right there. Mm-hmm. This hive is got down to what, 3 frames or so?
Yeah.
3 or 4 frames?
Down to 4 frames,
4
and
frames.
heavily infected.
And it was heavily infected last year. And it was treated with what, Hopguard last year, right?
Hopguard and then Apivar.
And then Apivar. And they built up to double deep, but we definitely have the symptoms of a mite infestation again. Oh my goodness. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm out in the garden and the bees are just going absolutely bonkers on the squash plants. They are so happy. Just gathering away, pollinating. There's really not much else for them out here right now. So they are plentiful. And because of their help, there we go. Got some baby squash coming. I'm probably a little late in the season and we might not even be able to harvest off of this, but it is definitely beneficial to the bees. And I could eat, we might even do so. We might even eat some of the flowers, make some breaded squash flowers. But dang, the bees are just really enjoying it. I actually just love coming out here and listening to them. This is, I think, 4 plants. I'm gonna try to step around the back side here. Look at the size of beautiful flowers. Look at the, ooh, just look at the size of that. They're so pretty. Absolutely beautiful. This is a silver edge squash. It's windy today, but it's cool. So I'm outside working in the garden, adding on another area for the native pollinators and our honeybees. This one here that I just put in is a native fairy duster, also called wahia. And I put this under, there's a mesquite that I kind of hacked up that has a desert broom growing naturally out of the base of it. So what I'm kind of doing here is like a permaculture design. It's kind of got a main story and then we've got understory. So the understory bush is going to be a native, again, native fairy duster or wahia. And then over here we have a Mexican bird of paradise. This is the one that blooms yellow. And then over here we have a Baja fairy duster, and the Baja blooms a red color, and I've kind of got it protected under the desert broom. And the desert broom, after it's done blooming, I actually trim it up a bit. So it will be and it could even be beneficial to help it protect it from, it's not as cold tolerant as our native species. So I might even just leave the desert broom hanging over top of it for a little bit of winter protection. And then off to the side, we have a sumac that I just put in. Now we're going to go through and put in some ground cover, which actually this one was already here. This is an ice plant that blooms yellow. And then we have horehound, which the bees actually very much love. And another ice plant over here that blooms pink. And I'm about to rake in a desert native bee spring mix that has blue cornflower, common sunflower, cosmos, California buckwheat, desert bluebells, lupin, marigold, golden dasoidea, Mexican gold poppy, yellow Mexican hat, and white evening primrose, and 2 cleome and 2 verbena varieties. I do not like the lupin. I contacted the Native Seed Search and told them actually sent them a link to the research that shows that the lupin pollen is bad for bumblebees. And we actually, us beekeepers actually see brood problems when the lupin is blooming in our area. So we did mention it, and if I do happen to see some lupin come in, I'll probably just pull that out. I'm not for the lupin. But also to show you, so my scratching tool that I'm going to use to scratch the seeds in broke its handle, and Dan made me this fantastic upcycled antler handle so that I didn't have to go buy a new one. Isn't that great?